They're not talking about you because you're loud. They're talking because you refuse to break when breaking would have been easier for everyone else. Stay with me. I'm going to tell you everything they have been talking about. So, listen, you've been doing the work quietly by yourself. You have showed up for yourself consistently. You have survived things that would have destroyed most people permanently. You crawled out of rooms designed to keep you small. You outlived moments that had an expiration date on your hope. So of course they're talking about you. They don't know what to do with you. You don't fit the standard issue template of this world anymore. You never did. Even before the public setbacks, before the betrayals, before the humiliations from people who should have protected you. Yes, they were already watching you. Because you've always been the kind of person people cannot predict. You think you're normal. You genuinely do. But normal is just a crowd agreement. You were never built for crowds. Yes. Here's what keeps throwing them off. You move like you've headed one way, and people make their little forecast. They decide who you are. They assign you a story or narratives. They place bets on your next mistake. And then you take a different turn. You zig through when they swear you were going to zag. And suddenly they realize their read on you is useless. They can't map you. They can't label you. They can't file you away into something that makes them feel safe. That's why they have been talking about you since you were young. Even before you understood what attention felt like, your energy lingers. One conversation with you, just one, and you are in somebody's group chat weeks later, or even months later. They're replaying your words when they're alone at night, trying to decode what they felt around you. And here's the part nobody wants to admit out loud. Some of them are starting to resent you for it. Not because you did anything to anyone. Not because you're trying to be special or you're trying to stand out. But because you exist in a way they cannot replicate anymore. You've become a mirror and you didn't even sign up for that job. When you walk into a room and you're just being you, not performing, not chasing approval, not seeking attention, not bargaining for acceptance. Something in them gets exposed. Something hideous. It could be old compromises, hidden insecurity, fear dressed up as maturity. And you're not attacking them. You're not trying to trigger anybody. You're just existing. And your existence makes people face the parts of themselves they have been avoiding. Some respond with admiration. They want your secret. Yes, they want your secret formula. They want to know how you're so comfortable being different, how you don't crumble under other people's opinions. But beneath that admiration, there's often something heavier, envy. And that is dangerous. Because they build their whole world, their whole life around being likable, palatable, easy to approve. And you didn't. You chose realness. You chose authenticity. You chose original. You chose the hard thing. You chose to be real. Even when it costs you. And that choice is loud. Let me tell you what they're actually saying when you're not around. First, you stood out. You are not trying in a hard way. It's not just your style. Though that may be part of it. It's not just your face, your fashion, your makeup, your voice, your presence. It's deeper. Okay? It's your frequency, your energy. The way you move like you know something they haven't learned yet. There's an edge of something that almost otherworldly about it. Like you've been somewhere most people refuse to go. And you came back carrying information. People crave being near you because different is rare. Different is interesting, it's alive. Different reminds them there's more than this copy and paste world they have been tolerating. But here's what's really get under their skin. You're not afraid to be seen. Yes, most people hide their whole life. They dim their own light. They dilute their personality. They choose the safe version of their truth. They become a byproduct of this system, and you don't. You just show up as you. And that kind of fearlessness forces people to question how much of their life has been a performance, and you don't seek in external validation. It kind of messes with them. They used to a world where everyone is checking for reactions, measuring worth by attention, counting approval like it's some currency, but you seem uninterested. You're not cold, you're not trying to be arrogant, you're just very anchored. You don't need the room to clap for you, to know you belong in it. You don't need constant reassurance to know you're enough. You have trained your nervous system to stop chasing the chaos or the limelight, and that quiet independence makes them respect you and resent you at the same time. And people see you as a light. They don't have language for what they're witnessing. It feels like watching someone become something bigger than their old self, old version, old wounds, because they watch you go through hardship and you come out softer than before. And you're not naive, you're not weak, just softer. And they cannot make sense of that. Okay? How do you go through what you went through and still stay soft and gentle? How do you take the hits and still keep your heart so open? Most people would have become hard by now, even bitter, suspicious, just shut down. But you didn't. You turned suffering into wisdom. Yes, you did. You turned pain into depth. You learned how to hold space for other people's mess without flinching. People remember that because it's rare. Most people are too busy protecting their self-image, too busy hiding their own flaws, too busy pointing out everyone else's weaknesses, so nobody notices their own. And then there's you. You see people, the real person underneath the mask, and that makes them feel less alone. Yes, weirdly, some of them hate you for that. Not because you're cruel, but because you're kind when you could just be cold and distant. Your presence with them when you could just be numb. You're real when it would be easier to be fake. Yes, you become a mirror. It shows them how guarded they are, how small their generosity has become, how much energy they're spending trying to look okay instead of becoming okay. And here's another layer. They're really jealous of your alignment. They look at your life and decide, well, it must be a stroke of luck. Just lucky, lucky break. But it isn't luck at all. It's you integrating yourself. You face yourself. You went inward. You looked at the parts of you didn't want to see. You stopped projecting on others. You stopped carrying other people's shame like it was yours. You chose self-awareness over distraction. Most people don't do that. They avoid, they numb out, they blame. They stay busy so they never have to sit with their own truth. But you didn't take the easy road. You met yourself in the dark. And that changed the way you move through life. From the outside, it looks effortless. It looks like flow. It looks like everything just works out for you. But it's not easy. It's just that you stop fighting reality. You stop resisting what was true. You stop trying to force your life into shapes that weren't meant for you. Acceptance looks like ease when someone else is still at war with themselves. Here's what really eating them alive. They can feel that you know something. They can sense the gap, like you have a level of understanding they haven't reached. They want what you have, but they don't know how to ask. They don't know how to get there. They don't know how to admit they're lost while you seem found. People who have walked through real darkness carry a fire that doesn't go out. And that fire is visible. Even if they cannot name it, they feel it. Think about someone who gets stripped down to nothing and still keeps showing up, still keeps loving, still keeps trying. The kind of resilience changes a person. It's like the pain rewires their soul into purpose, and that's what they sense in you. They're wondering if they have that same kind of fire, if they could have survived the heat, if their comfort has made them fragile, if they're built for anything real. So what do? They talk about you. They track your life. They take mental notes. They build theories. They create group chats. They try to reverse engineer you like a puzzle they can't solve. They want to know if your peace is real, if your glow is sustainable, if your confidence is just the mask you're wearing. And the answer is yes, it's real. Because alignment isn't aesthetic. It isn't luck. It isn't just a vibe. It's what happens when you face yourself and choose growth constantly. Anyway, that's you. So yeah, everyone is talking about you. They're talking because you're living proof that you don't have to choose between soft and strong, between real and successful, between helping others and helping yourself. And all that envy, all that tension, all that obsession is not actually about you. It's about what you represent to them. You represent a choice they haven't made yet. They see your life and ask themselves if they were willing to walk through what you walked through, to have something like yours, if they were willing to meet themselves the way you met yourself, if they were willing to let go of who they thought they had to be. You already chose. You chose growth over comfort. You chose truth over performance. You chose alignment over approval. So let them talk. Let them be confused. Let them wonder. Let them watch. You don't have to convince anyone. You don't have to explain your truth, your path. Just keep showing up as the proof. Because when people see someone actually living in their own truth, not preaching it, not pretending it, but embodying it, something in them wakes up. That's the real reason they cannot stop saying your name. You're not a rumor anymore. You're the receipt. You're the evidence. You're the living proof. And you're becoming the turning point. Let me pull some of my dice. Let's see. No, this is not a love reading, but I feel I need to share this with you guys. See, you're on target, you're on point, you're becoming the turning point. Yes, you're the topic of hot topic conversation. I see you rising. Nothing can stop you. You're unstoppable. You may be in a creative line for some of you. I see like people are watching what you do. Yes, they want a piece of you. Yes, they keep having conversation. They cannot stop talking. You know, it could be the people that see your work, that admire you and hate you at the same time. You know, let them, okay? Don't get like self-conscious. Keep doing what you're doing. Let me get some alphabets. KH RQ. I also hear the people that should have protected you, like family or friends. No, they were fake. Some of them. PEA. Whoa. Look, they cannot stop talking and thinking of you. You're just enough. You're enough. Mercury in retrograde. So they cannot understand you. Yes. Maybe they need to grow a pair. They don't have your pair. Yes, you may be like seeing 1111. That's your sign. Okay, you're being watched over by your guides, your angels. Angels watching over me. Okay, maybe you have gone from rags to riches, Cinderella story. Yes, people are watching you. Like you may behave differently now. I see maybe, I don't know, someone musician. Wow, you also have love. You have a lot of love. Let me move this down so you can see. Okay, I'm gonna use my mini beads. They're kind of small, but I hope you can see them. I see Sagittarius, Gemini, Taurus, Libra, Scorpio, Libra, Aquarius. You got 85, could be 58, could be birth month, birthday, year. I see Y. Let me get some more. Whoa. I see Taurus again. B. Sagittarius, Scorpio. So 580. Let me take some of my bigger numbers. I'm seeing 5, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 555, 4. Could be somebody's age. Could be birth year. Could be life path. Got 8, 88. Could be angels numbers. You may Google it. I think that's all I'm getting. I hope this reading resonates with you. Share your thoughts below. I would love to hear from you. Also check out my memberships, and for those who have sent me the super thanks, I'm truly grateful. You guys are amazing. Take care guys. Love and light to you. Keep shining.